All right, you better buckle up.
In the world full of podcasts, he's the undisputed heavyweight champion of hot takes, an Auburn sports homer, master of the boog, and message board legend. Get your buttons buttoned and your hats flattened because the Top Button Podcast is about to kick off. And you don't want to miss your courtside seat. Now, here's your host, Charlie Five.
So we're back again. It's another episode of the Top Button Podcast. I'm your host, Kyle Rush, a.k.a. Charlie Five, and we are ready to get after it. I got my man, Reese Dismukes, and he's not happy. He's ready to sound off, and we're going to have some fun. We got a debate. Now, I don't know if it's going to be a debate, but we have a discussion on head coaching play callers, offense or defense. We're going to talk about some simple snap count issues that we could fix with a very, very simple change. And then we're going to talk overall about personnel. Should there be some change in personnel, whether that be coaches or players? We're going to dive into that all in just a second. But before we do that, let's give a quick shout out to Rhoback.com. Use coupon code BARN20 to take 20% off your order. Polos, hoodies, pullovers, doesn't matter. They got it. They even have Auburn licensed apparel. Show them some love. Save big. It's Rhoback.com. Reese, my man, that was a rough one on Saturday to watch. It feels like you took about 5 steps backwards, maybe even more, especially on the offensive side of the ball. We're not talking about the whole team because special teams got a little bit better, I felt like. Defense obviously got better. Offense took many, many steps back. And the more I've dug into this, Reese, the more I just feel like you look at the top 25, you look at teams that are consistently successful. I just wonder if the job now with NIL, with the portal, with everything that goes on, all these giant off-the-field rosters, if the days of a head coach being a primary play caller on offense or defense are coming to an end. Is it the job just seems like it's just way too big to be efficient and effective as a primary play caller? You played for a guy who was a primary play caller. I'd love to get your thoughts on the job then versus now and what you think about that.
Yeah, well, it's good to see you, Kyle. First thing I want to do is thank Auburn for bringing me back to Copenhagen. Okay, I have started dipping again, and I was tired of being a bitch. Okay, and I could not. The Zens ain't doing it no more for me. Okay,
I hear you,
the
man. You the
Zens are
real
not
thing.
doing it for me. But that's an interesting question. Being a play caller, being a head coach in the new day of college football, is it too much? I would say that Hugh has way more resources. I know
Yeah.
the game's changed, but I remember being there last year and just talking about parking in the new facility, how we built this new facility and there's no parking. And from when I was there, I think we had rough numbers, about 50 to 60 people on the staff. And now there's 120 people on the staff.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good point.
So they have a whole like NFL type front office that is just working recruiting all the time, I'm pretty sure. I mean, I don't know the ins and outs of the whole organization and what all they do, but we have so many more people. I mean, from analysts to, I know the rules have constantly gotten relaxed on what they can and cannot have, but is it too much? I mean, well, when it's going great, it's not, right?
Sure.
I mean, but to me, Hugh just doesn't look like he's engaged. I mean, almost like on the sideline, like it's like, I mean, like, is he not feeling well? Like, I know was he sick or something? What?
Well, I mean, he does have prostate cancer, and obviously it's way early in the process, and they're going to seek the treatment after the fact. But I mean, it's hard not to argue that he doesn't necessarily seem like the same guy. He does seem a little bit more. I guess
it just seems like he the difference between him and Malzahn is like Malzahn, like Malzahn's the type of guy that walked in the building and was like, we're going to win the national championship. Like, that was the
Yeah.
energy he brought. And it seems like Hugh's like, well, man, like with the whole scheduling thing, like his comments to that were like, oh, well, why didn't they pick the Green Bay Packers, instead of Vanderbilt?
Yeah.
That to me is like, dude, we're soft. Like we are soft. Like, I
Yeah.
mean, I don't like you have to want that. Like Nick Saban, you think Nick Saban cared who we played? When we played, like whoever we lined up against, we were going to kick their ass. You
Yeah.
know, now the whole offensive, and is it too big for him? It's clearly too big for him because I mean, it has gone nothing but go downhill. I mean, I don't even know I think the offensive coordinator's name is Nix.
Yeah. Derek
Um,
Nix.
yeah, Derek Nix. I'm not sure what they're paying him, but they could probably save some money there, like I mean, or let him call plays, I mean, do something, but what they got going on right now is not working.
Yeah.
Now I mean, it could be that it's too much, but how well
Can I
are we
give you
doing
can I give you an
in
example? Can
recruiting?
I give you an
Yeah,
example of what I'm talking about? And again,
yeah,
this could be just so anecdotal that it doesn't make sense. But
mm,
Gus Malzahn, you played for him. Okay. There were
yeah,
times early on when that offense, when you guys were there, you would have that son of a gun humming. Okay.
yeah,
And there were times where it looked like a monkey doing you know what to a football. Not when you were there, but later on. And then
yeah. And I can
he goes
explain
to
what happened there, why that
okay.
happened, or at least
Okay.
my opinion.
Sure. Give me your
Um,
opinion.
so my opinion on that is Gus Malzahn is a great play caller, but
Yeah.
Gus Malzahn likes to control everything. Okay.
Mm. We'll
And
see.
Gus Malzahn thinks he can win with trash cans. Okay.
Okay.
Up front. And but when you run a play action, two back, run the ball, and then the pass is all off that, you have to have dogs. So if you look at Auburn's recruiting classes after Jeff Grimes left in
Yeah.
2012, when we had I think in 2010 we had the number one O-line class. I think in 2011 my class was either number one or two. And
Yeah.
then in the next year, 2012, Kozan's class, we had a top five O-line class. If you look at the O-line classes after that, they constantly went downhill. I
Yeah.
mean, I'm talking about guys that would come in and I could see them take two steps and you'd say, this guy will never play football here. Okay.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, and you'd have to know. I'll never forget. We had the number one JUCO guy come in, and he thought he was going to play. I was like, "Look, dude, you're going to only practice. I promise you. You will not be playing in front of me." I mean,
Who was
Malzahn
that? I
wouldn't even
can't.
let me let
I can't.
Xavier Dampier.
Okay. Yeah.
Malzahn wouldn't even let me practice. That's how worried he was about me getting hurt. I mean, I wouldn't, some of the drills he wouldn't even let me do because he's like, oh no, Reese ain't doing that. Like
Yeah.
that's how protective he was of me. Um, and Malzahn is an unbelievable coach, but when he got in charge of all the recruiting and him controlling it, I don't really know where it went, but whatever between him and JB Grimes, like we weren't getting good guys, and
Yeah.
now was that because Malzahn thought he could win with anybody and control it? Kind of feel that way, but then
Yeah.
again, he's not a dumb guy, like he
Yeah.
knows he
No,
needs offensive line, but
well,
um
that's kind of my point. That's kind of the whole job. You know what I mean? Like not
mhm,
only do you got to call the plays and run the offense, but you got to bring in the players as well. And it's funny how now that he is just an offensive coordinator, that offense, it's the same stuff, Reese. It's the end
mhm.
around. It's the the power,
That's all
the
he's
buck
focused
sweep.
on,
What's
you
that?
know.
Yeah, the buck
That's
sweep. It's all the same exact things. The wheel route out of the backfield, like it's the same stuff, but it's working now because that's the only focus that he has is just
yeah.
controlling the offense. And sometimes I just wonder if the game is a little bit too big for those guys to succeed as head coaches. You look at let's look at Lane Kiffin. Okay, I think
Mhm,
all of us would kill for 9-3. I think that would be awesome. But those
mhm.
three losses are typically losses that he has no business losing, and it's keeping him out of the playoffs. happened a couple of years ago, losing two games. Last year, he lost 3 games he had zero business losing. And I just wonder if, like, the attention to detail can really be there if you're kind of doing it all. It's just a theory. I may be way off,
No,
but
I would completely agree with you. I
yeah,
mean, you if you are the Lane Kiffins, if you are the Hugh Freeze, you got to have a hell of a staff around you.
yeah,
I mean that's the thing, and right now I'm not sure, at least on the offensive line, like, and I mean this in no personal whatever. I think the O-line coach there is a nice guy,
yeah,
but what we are putting on the field right now,
it's
with as
awful.
much money as we have spent, okay, as much I think I want to harp on this more than anything, is how much are we paying these guys? I bet you we're spending close to $2 million, if not $3 million on our
Well,
offensive line right now. And what we are getting on Saturdays is horseshit.
it's
And
awful.
and it's the same thing. I mean, we've been seeing the same stuff for the past 3 years. You thought it was Peyton Thorne. I mean, Peyton Thorne wasn't that great in my opinion either, but it seems like this is the same song and dance. Here we go all over again.
Yeah,
And this Baylor was awful, seeing what we know now. I mean, their defense was just atrocious.
yeah,
We weren't forced to have to throw the ball down the field. And now we're forced to have to throw the ball down the field and we can't protect. I mean, hell, we got 7-man protections and we can't block 4. I
yeah.
mean, it's like no one knows what they're doing. I mean,
That's
and it's like we're not repping this stuff. I mean, it's mind blowing. I mean, it's frustrating to where something I think has got to change. And like, I don't think, I mean, with this whole like transfer portal deal now, where if you fire a head coach, like all these kids could get up and get out of here. But I think what we got to be concerned about is, hell, if I'm Connor Lou, and I'm biting my tongue a little bit here, but I'm not sticking around for another year of this shit.
yeah, yeah.
I mean,
I
if
totally
I'm
get it.
trying
And we're
to
gonna,
if I'm trying to win, if I'm trying to win the Remington, if I'm trying to get drafted as high as possible, like, I mean, this just ain't getting it done.
I'm with you. I'm with you. We're going to talk about personnel because I got some very specific questions I want to talk about as far as personnel goes. But I want to talk about some of the communication you're talking about. I want to address some of the communications you're talking about and some simple things that they could do to fix it. But we'll be back and we'll talk about that right after this. You harped on communication. You've been harping on communication. You've been harping on snap counts. And I want you to pretend we're all 5 years old here. Auburn, their cadence is the clap. And a
Yeah.
few times they went into the huddle in the game on Saturday. But I think you believe that's causing a lot of issues. So tell us what is happening when they're doing the clap and why that leads to the communication issues, and then talk about a solution, some solutions that they could look at or they should be looking at to help fix those.
Okay. Oh, the clap.
Yeah,
Um, we just talked about this last week and how
yeah,
how frustrated I was about this clap. So
yeah.
right now, what our cadence is, you have several different ways you can do the cadence, and Auburn is right now using the clap. Okay, I have never played in an offense that uses the clap, but based on what I know, the quarterback claps and then the ball is hiked. It's like he says claps and says go and the ball is hiked. I'm
Okay.
assuming. Okay. Um, so that's one way to do it. All right. The reason people are using that is, I guess, because it can be the same at home as it can be away. Okay. I
Yeah,
guess that is why they would use it. So then you never have to work on doing different things and timing. And it's almost like it's the lazy way of doing things. Okay.
sure.
If I had my if I had to make sense of it, right?
Yeah,
So typically, you have cadence. Okay, that's how they're doing it right now. Everybody's just looking for a clap, and then I'm assuming it's clap, snap. Okay, as soon as you hear the
or
clap, or someone could say clap and say go, and then they snap it.
Or do
But
they or can they also be like counting, like clapping and it's on 2, and then it's like 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, and then they
I
get
would
is
I
that
would
it?
I would think that could be it. Maybe
Yeah,
at home, surely not on the road, because
yeah,
they can barely hear this thing, right?
yeah,
So, or most of the time they can't hear it.
yeah.
So the other way you have it is, how we did it, where you just have a regular old cadence where it's like, okay, this is the cadence, red, red, go. Okay, so quarterback gets up there, everybody's set, red, red, go. That's the cadence. All
Yeah.
right, the ball's snapped on go. That's a normal cadence. All right, so then you go on the road. All right, you go on the road and you have a silent count. All right,
This
so
is
the
what I want to hear.
silent count, and this is something that I talked about last week that I think we should be utilizing the silent count. I
Yeah.
mean, the first time someone jumped off sides, we should have went to the silent count. So the way the silent count works is you can do it a couple different ways. I'll talk about both ways, and then I'll
Yeah.
tell you the difference of why you would want to do this and why you wouldn't. So the first way is I have me as the center. I have my head between my legs, and the quarterback either sticks his hand down
Yep.
or picks his foot up, and then I would look up, and then I would turn my head to the side, and as soon as it gets back to the middle, I would either say the cadence, black, black, go, or red, red, go, or it could just be on timing. Like in 2012 with Scott Leffler, it was on timing. So I look between my legs, come up, do my head like this. When my head comes back to the middle, you say the word Auburn, then you hike the ball. Okay. But no one said the word Auburn. That was just the timing. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's
Gotcha.
100% silent. So then Gus Malzahn comes in and I say the cadence once I get back to the top. So look between my legs, look up, black, black, go, hike the ball. I say
Yeah.
the cadence. All right.
Yeah.
So, okay. The other thing that you can do, the reason you wouldn't want to utilize that, and the reason it would get you in trouble sometimes is because me as the center has my head between my legs and the defense can adjust,
While your head's
right?
down. Yeah.
While your head's down and you don't get a call in, or you look up and it's a whole new ordeal and you gotta, make
Right.
a change on the fly, and some of
True.
these guys aren't good enough to adjust. So the other way you do it is you have a guard look back at the quarterback. All right. Then he comes back, the quarterback picks up his foot
I've seen
or
this.
sticks his hand down, gives him the signal that we're ready, and he looks back ahead, and then he either sticks his arm out in front of the center, so the center's ready to either do his head or say the cadence,
Or he
however it
taps him, right?
works. Yeah, yeah, taps him, says, okay, we're ready to go. Then the timing starts. All right, so at that point, if you're going true silent, you do your head knob, and then as soon as the gets back to the center, everybody's on their timing, right?
Yeah.
So either way, you're 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 taking away this whole listening for a clap. And at that point, if the tackles can't hear, they're either holding the guard's hand, you'll see them holding each other's hand. So when they let go, like, hey, it's time to go, or they're keying the ball, like they got to look in at the ball.
Yeah.
And as soon as the ball is hiked, it's like field goal. Like, there's no cadence on field goal. You just look at the ball.
Right.
And that's just one of the things that you have to work it. So like during the week, when you're playing on the road, I mean, you're doing everything on that silent count so you can get all your motions and all your timings and everything down. So right now we're just using the clap, and the clap's not working.
You got to
I mean,
change it.
you got to go to a silent count on the road in the SEC, and I mean that is bush league. I mean hell, we were going on the road at my high school team the other day, and I'm like, "Hey, we're going on silent this week, right?" And they're like, "Oh no, it's not loud enough." I'm like, I'm thinking, look, we got to prepare, like
Yeah.
we need to be ready to go on silent if we can't hear, And they're like, "Oh, it's not going to be that loud." I'm like, they got a loud band, but we're fine. So, but I mean, it is affecting so much right now. The snap count. I mean, I would say that all these false starts are because of this count.
Yeah.
We're putting these guys in a position to fail as a
Right.
coaching staff, and that's the most frustrating thing. And then you look at some of these sacks we're getting where we're just laid off the ball, and then hell, we get that. I want to say it was like 3rd and 12, and Jackson made a big run or it was a big pass, and we get a holding call on Chaplin there, and hell, he's not only did he take a bad set, but he's laid off the ball and then he's behind and he has no choice but to hold, or else Jackson's going to get killed.
Yeah.
Um, this is
Why do you think? Why do you
frustrating.
think that? Why do you think that tackles have the hardest time? And I'm not picking on anybody because both of these guys I thought were fantastic players, but I
Yeah.
seem to remember, Zimba had some false start stuff. Andrew McCain had some false start stuff. Like it seems like tackles, and then last year Percy Lewis, it was communication. Why does it seem like tackles? It's the hardest time for them. I feel like you see most of your false starts from tackles, and
Yeah.
I may be completely wrong, and that
No,
may
I think
just
you're
be
right.
yeah,
I think you're right. I think it's because they're on an island, man. That is a
yeah,
tough job. They are so far from the quarterback. They're so far from the
yeah,
center. And most of the time it's one on one. And
yeah,
and a lot of that of how that rep's going to go is determined how well they get out of their stance and
mhm,
get to their spot and get back. And when you're behind and you got Usain Bolt coming off the edge that is built
yeah,
like DJ Metcalf, it is that's a tough job, man. That is one of the toughest. That's why they're, your left tackles typically the or your
highest paid, yeah,
blind side tackles, the highest paid, one of the highest paid guys on the NFL roster. And hell, I think we gave ours 1.3 million,
yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
and we can't even put them in a position to win. That's where my problem comes in, is
Yeah, I'm
because like these issues. I went back and looked at Virginia Tech. He had like 4 penalties all the last like 4 or 5 penalties each of the last 2 years. Hell, he's up to like 10 or 12 with us.
that's kind of what I've said. Like, there's no way he came here and got worse. Like, there's no way he came here and he just got worse as an offensive tackle. And you brought up something that I've never even thought about before. When you're having communication issues and you're not understanding 100% the snap count, and it may not be that you don't understand it, but you can't hear it or whatever. You're reactionary. Like it's all reaction.
Mhm.
You're not really you're late because you don't actually know when to fire off. So you're waiting for a movement or something to fire off. And by that time, the defense is reacting and you're late. So it makes
100%.
it that much harder to get a step on that defensive end. I haven't really thought of it from that perspective. And I think that is the crux of the issue on the offensive line. You got to figure out the communication piece. And I don't, that has to be coaching, right? I
Well,
mean,
my
we're,
thing is, yes, it's coaching, and it's I don't know where this clap came in. You don't somebody told me the other day, okay?
yeah,
A high school baseball coach told me the other day that somebody told him a long time ago, "Do you see the New York Yankees doing this?" And he
yeah,
said no. And I'm like, well, that makes sense. I don't see any NFL team clapping.
yeah,
Okay.
that's true. That's true.
So
That's
it's
why,
almost like it's lazy. Okay. Like, okay, you don't want to have to work when we're going on the road, getting our timing and our motions down. Well, it's like, okay, well, hell, we're still having procedure penalties where we got
yeah,
two people moving. So what we're doing is not working anyways.
yeah,
So, but it is so much of even at home, I don't understand why we're doing it. Cause it's like, I mean, you're supposed to use the cadence to your advantage, and this whole like where they do this to get them to move. It's like, how about you just yell black, black, go and have it a freeze call?
yeah,
Like, hey, this is a dummy count. Like we're the Pittsburgh Steelers. If it was on yellow, then Ben Roethlisberger was blue, set up, green, set up, and then yellow, set up. Then you snap the ball.
Yeah.
You have to, as an offensive unit, you have to use the cadence to your advantage. So, like, if you're silent going on the head bob, you come up, do your head, you don't snap the ball. Like, it's a timing thing. Like, I
Yep.
haven't seen us do the clap other than this whole where you don't clap to where it's like, and then
Yeah.
we don't clap, and we're all trying to get an advantage and see what they're doing, but it doesn't really seem like it matters what they're doing right now because we don't know what we're doing.
And we haven't done it. We haven't known what we're doing for at least 2 seasons now because you had so many penalties last year that you had to sub out another left tackle that you spent a lot of money on. So clearly,
Yeah, and they brought him in this week, right? I mean, Miller. I mean, they were bringing him in.
Yeah,
And,
he was coming in at guard, but
Mhm.
still, when you have a bye week, Reese, people talk about this is when you want to make changes, or this is when you should do this. When we're talking about personnel, and I'm talking specifically about players, like, is this a time where you'd really? I mean, is this the ideal time, the bye week before Georgia, or would you rather see them? So would you rather see them work on changing personnel, or would you rather, hey, if you can come up with a game plan over 2 weeks to figure out how to cut down on these communication errors, which one do you think is more beneficial?
Well, I think we're back at home.
Yeah.
And I mean, as far as personnel in the offense, I mean, I don't think we have a personnel issue.
Yeah.
I feel like we have a schematic issue. We have we have zero identity on offense. We don't know what it seems like every run play has an RPO, and
Yeah.
we have just got it embedded in our mind that the offensive line is not going to block anybody or the tight ends. I mean, I mean, if you look at the second half of this game, they started moving the ball when they broke the tight ends out and just had the 5 offensive linemen in a back and blocking, like bringing these tight ends in that aren't very good at blocking and making it even more congested in there is not working. Plus, when you do take it on first down, you're like, oh, it's an RPO. So, oh, we've got the little 3-yard route, and then we throw a bad ball or we drop it. Like that's a drive killer.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, and then you have a penalty after that. I mean, it's just you we're not unable to get in a rhythm.
Yeah.
And I mean, you look back at that game we just played. I mean, we had 2 chances to go win the game, and we can't put it together. I mean, it's like
Not
we're lost. I mean,
can't even
we're
remotely come up with a plan. And that kind of goes back to how hard is it to, like, how realistic is it to legitimately manage a clock, manage timeouts,
yeah.
understand down and distance, and then call the plays at the same time. Like,
Yeah,
to
well,
me,
he's
that
not
just
doing a good job of that right now.
no, not
No,
at
I
all.
mean, and
It,
and I don't know. I think the offensive line is unacceptable.
yeah,
And I think we got to make a change there. I mean, if there's any time to make a change, and if Hugh wants to save his job, he's got to beat Georgia. At least that's what I'm hearing. I don't, who knows what's really true, right?
sure,
But
sure,
everybody's saying this is a must win. I mean, I know the Auburn people get impatient, but if I'm Hugh Freeze, I'm handing it over to Nix. I'm firing the offensive line coach. I'm bringing Ryan Pugh up to Auburn right now. Like, he's on a
yeah,
flight to Auburn right now. Like, we're sending the jet to Abilene Christian, Texas, wherever that is.
yeah,
Somewhere west of Austin, I believe. We're going to
yeah,
pick him up and we're bringing him in. And tomorrow it's, hey guys, this is your new O-line coach. And yeah, he's been here before, and do whatever he says to do. And like,
yeah.
these guys are going to
Buckle
get
your chin
better.
strap.
Yeah, like we're about to kick ass, and hopefully the first thing that he does is say we're not playing on a clap. Okay, like the clap is over with. All right, but
No one's
this
ever
this
loved having the clap.
we're spending way too much money. I mean, like
Yeah, we
I
are.
don't hear that enough. But like, look, we are wasting money. I mean, we might as well tell these guys to go ahead and look. give us all the money back. Like, we're just going to play these other people. Like, y'all go somewhere else because we're just wasting our time right now.
Yeah, I agree. Man, it's always fun to talk to you after a game. I wish it was on better circumstances, but I feel like we all learned a lot today. I love the snap count conversation. I love the idea of if you can fix the communication, maybe that can help Xavier Chaplin get set, get into his drop, make better steps.
Is it Murphy? Is it Murphy or Murray on the right side?
Murphy's on the right side.
Yeah. He's laid off the ball too. I mean,
Yeah.
He keeps getting
Your
beat
two
around the edge.
tackles.
I thought Jeremiah Wright looked like he gave a little more effort this week.
Yeah.
I mean, we honestly didn't do that. We did I would say a better job protecting than we did against Oklahoma. I mean, you got the backs busting one time. I mean, Connor gave up like 2 sacks, I think. I mean, those weren't good. But then again, it's coming from. I don't understand. Like, they're at the end of the game on the 4th and 1, and it's like we're coming off the ball aggressive in a run play, but we're supposed to be pass protecting, and the guy's getting us off the edge. Like, if we're coming off pass blocking like that, that ball should already be out. But see, they were dropping that. They were bringing a field pressure, like a zone blitz from the backside, and then we're bumping a guy. He's bumping a guy out, almost bracketing Coleman and we're all just running hitches. Like, I don't understand why on 3rd and 15 we're throwing 3-yard routes. Like, that makes 0 sense to me. And then we run the ball on 3rd and 18 and we get 8 yards. It's like, why didn't we try that on 1st down? Like, the shit is stupid. I mean, it's just
it's not making a lot of sense.
The offense is like, I don't know what's going on, but it is very, very confusing, very frustrating I mean, it's like a broken record. I mean, it's the same shit over and over, and you can't. Everybody's being paid way too much money to be able to put the same shit out there week after week without having to at least, 1, get your job lost, or 2, have to answer some questions about why the hell this is continuing to go on.
No, I completely agree. Something's got to change, and hopefully they can get something figured out, even if it's just how to get a snap off, how to get a snap count correct.
Just go to the silent on the road, please.
Yeah. Let's just start small, and let's just figure out how to not false start and everybody be on time. That'd be something good. Reese, my man, I really appreciate you jumping in. Thank you for all you do for us. We'll talk again soon. It's another episode of the Top Button Podcast. Stay buttoned.
Thanks for listening, and drive home safely.